Well, hey there, YouTube. Petey Two Finger here. I just Googled May 3rd, 2021. May 3rd, 2021. It is Melanoma Awareness Day. I Googled May 3rd because I was watching one of these scary YouTube channels where they talk about unsolved mysteries. Next Pro. I was watching a Next Pro video, and he mentioned uh, May 3rd being a day of worldly enlightenment. Like, do you remember on December 12th, 2021, we were supposed to evolve to the next level of ascension? And there was that incorrectness of the Mayan calendar and all of that folly. I remember as a kid, like being like 5 years old, my older brother telling me, "Oh well, the world's going to end on December 21st, 2012," and being like doing the math and like, man, that's a long time. And then here it is. You blink your eye. 8 solo albums later. So yeah, what's the point of this? If you're sick, if something's wrong with you, go to the doctor. That's the point. You got to put all your fear and Jesus is your healer, all of that to the side. When something's really wrong with you, you need to go to the doctor and get it checked out. So that's my input for Melanoma Awareness Day. If you know something is wrong, and I'm not talking about, you know, a sniffle or a fucking cold sore. If something is wrong with you, you need to go and see the doctor. Okay? Forget all this stuff that's going on upstairs or what anybody might be telling you or any fear, financial shit. If something is really wrong, you need to get to the fucking doctor. And doctors are people. There's good people, there's bad people. There's smart people, there's fucking morons. So keep that in mind. Typically, doctors tend to run a pretty high quotient on the good and smart side, but you never know who you're going to run into. And I've run into some doozies. So always seek a second opinion if you're not happy with what's going on. I found myself in a position with a real quack doctor once. Oh man, the stuff he was telling me, it really upset me, and I was just terrified. And it was like, well, there you go. That's what you get. You were raised that you never go to the doctor. You know, there was two doctors. One time when my older 18-year-old brother kicked my 4-year-old brother in the leg and shattered his leg in three pieces. My mom was speaking in tongues and having him walk in circles and pray. And seeing that, watching how much that hurt him to put weight on a broken leg, uh, that's something I don't like thinking about that. But we did. Eventually, my father came home and took him to the ER, and yeah, his leg was shattered. But that was like about 8 hours that I was with my little brother, and he was suffering. I can't tell you how much he was suffering. Um, the other time was when I amputated my fingertips. So there was two times we went to the doctor in the whole time I grew up and lived with my mom and my dad. Uh, and my dad, you know, he had this giant mole from sunburn, and it got bigger, and then it started changing color, and then it got huge. And at the same time, he developed this cough, this really intense cough that got so bad that he couldn't do. I mean, he was just coughing. constantly. He never stopped coughing, and it was like I never heard anyone cough like that. It was so loud and so powerful, and it took so much out of him. He weighed like 450 pounds. My father was huge. So this went on and went on and went on and went on. And finally, his employer told him, "You're not. We're not going to let you come into work unless you bring in proof that you've seen a doctor." And he went. He came home. We were told to go in the basement because he had to talk to my mom. And then I heard him crying, saying he didn't want to die. And then they called us up there, and they said he's got fucking skin cancer, and he's probably going to die. And he did. He was 43. They, of course, one of the things that I overheard was if he would have went in, like when he first started coughing like that, or that thing fucking changed colors on his back and got all huge, that the chances go exponentially way up for him to live, for them to be able to just cut it out and give him chemo, and then he'd be a cancer survivor, but he didn't. And they did what they could to cut it all out, and then he was okay, and then he relapsed. And in that relapse, his doctor went on a golf vacation. And he was really, like, severely allergic to this one particular medicine they give you before they give you chemo. And the new doctor came in and didn't read his chart and just said, give him that medicine. And you know what? Because he's 450 pounds, we need to give him a double dose. And it put him in a coma. And then he had I think they call it a death rattle. It's this phlegm in your throat that you can't clear because he was in a coma. You can't go and cough up a hawker. And he was so huge, this rattle, this sound of phlegm oscillating in his throat was so loud, the whole floor, the whole cancer wing was disturbed. So, yeah, they called my mom in there in the middle of the night. She was there. He's unconscious. And a nurse comes in with this machine to suction his throat. It's a tube, and it sucks the phlegm out of his throat. So she prepares this thing, and she sticks it in his mouth and starts playing with it and struggling. And my mom said she was up on the bed on her knees jamming this, like you're plunging a toilet. She didn't read his chart. And my dad had false teeth. So if you're seeing where this is going, yeah, he was asphyxiated by his own dental bridge. That's how my dad died. Now, I'm not saying my mom should have went after them and done a malpractice suit and gotten us a bunch of money as kids, so I wouldn't be living in this fucking horrible 2-bedroom apartment right now. But that's exactly what I'm saying. The lesson here is, if something is wrong with you, you need to go to the doctor. Don't put it off. And if the doctor's a fucking asshole, get another doctor. It's that simple. Melanoma Awareness Day is May 3rd. Perhaps I will be sentient of this fact and make another video. You know what? I'm not. I'm just going to put that in the title. May 3rd, Melanoma Awareness Day. And that'll be my little contribution. If something's wrong with you, go to the fucking doctor. And the other huge thing that I can't end this video without mentioning this is sunscreen. SPF 45. Let's do the right thing. If you take your kids to the beach, first you got to go to Walmart and get a big thing of generic SPF 45 and put that shit all over your fucking kids. Put it all over you. My dad used to go to the dunes all the time when he was in his teens. His folks used to take him there, and he used to get these legendary sunburns, and that's how he got all these freckles on his body. And one of those freckles turned into a giant freckle, and then it turned into that melanoma, and that's how he died. So I've been sunburned a few times in my life really bad, and like I remember going to the dunes when I was a kid, and they didn't put anything on me, and what I went through was really horrific, really. Uh, to be burned that bad, I think everyone else got sunblocked, but me for some reason. You know, it's my dad, my mom, my two brothers, and me, and I'm the one that doesn't get any sunblock. So you should always have that high level of SPF. I recommend SPF 45, and you should be putting that on your ears. If you ever shave your head in the summertime, that's another thing. You don't want to get sunburn on your head like I did. I shaved my head, and I had a tan, and then I shaved my head, and that was all white, and I looked like a fleshy-headed mutant. So I went to the pool and sat out there drinking beer in the sun, just trying to get a tan, like an idiot, and I didn't put sunblock on, and I cooked my noggin. That was really bad. That was really bad. But that time at the dunes, man, oof. So sunblock, SPF 45 at least. And if something is wrong with you, please go see the doctor. So that's my little contribution for Melanoma Awareness Week. My name is Petey Two Finger. That's a whole nother story. Yes, I'm missing some fingertips here, and I like guitars, so it's a tragedy all the way around. Anyway, you guys, take care of yourselves. Hug your pets, and peace.